Welcome to the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. It's Tuesday night at the Queesit Inn. If you're interested in coming on the Spotlight Series, I have an extra chair in the crowd, and we'd love to have you on. If you're a local business, a nonprofit, hosting an event, entertainment, we'd love to talk to you. Not all of our guests wear crowns, but tonight we are thrilled to have Caroline Parente, Miss Rhode Island. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Trust me. We're thrilled to talk about the Miss Rhode Island pageant and the next steps, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. So, as you mentioned, my name is Caroline Parente. I am Miss Rhode Island 2023. I'm originally from South Kingstown, Rhode Island, and I went to South Kingstown High School, but I'm currently a rising senior at Brown University studying political science and English and pursuing a career in venture capital.
Rising senior, I love that.
Yes.
Good for you.
Thank you very much. I'm sad that it's my last year. It went by very quickly, but...
These things happen. So tell us, Miss Rhode Island, how did this happen?
It's been a crazy ride. The first time I competed in a pageant, I was 17 years old, and if you asked me at 16 if I'd ever compete in pageants, I would have told you no. But it's been incredible ever since. I was Miss Teen Rhode Island in 2019 when I was 17 years old, and this is my first time competing again in the Miss Rhode Island organization, and I was so excited to get back, and I'm thrilled that I have another year. I feel really blessed to have this opportunity again.
And what was your platform for Miss Rhode Island?
My platform is called InvestHer, Igniting the Power of the Female Entrepreneur, and essentially at its core, InvestHer aims to show women across Rhode Island that they have the tools and they have the ability to start their own companies. And we celebrate a 10% threshold that we met on the Fortune 500 in terms of female CEOs, and this is not enough for me. So I want to instill the confidence and provide the mentors to young girls across Rhode Island to show them that they can start businesses and we can change this threshold.
Is that a future for you to have your own business?
I would love to. Personally, I want to go into venture capital and invest in companies that are started by female entrepreneurs. So I wanted to work a little bit more on the investment side, but if I have an idea, I'd love to pursue it and to show women lead the way in terms of starting a company as a female.
Okay. And what's the most, everybody wants to know, what's the most challenging part of the pageant?
For me, it's talent. I find that it's very, very hard to sing in front of people that I know. I'd rather sing in front of a million strangers than 10 people that I know. And I'm very lucky to have a great support system that came out to the pageant. And so many of my friends were there, and this was the first time they've ever heard me sing, which was very scary. So for me, it's just getting out there and starting the song. Once I start the song, I'm fine. But I love being on the stage. 10 seconds into the song, I'm completely comfortable. So I love competing in pageants, and I love being on stage. It's just starting that talent.
Yeah? What's your favorite genre to sing?
When I competed in teen, I sang musical theater because I was a theater kid growing up. I was always in musicals. But this year I transitioned into songs that I think are going to be a little more impactful. So I sang Imagine by John Lennon, just any song that I think spreads a message of positivity. I've always considered myself an optimist, so I want to spread that message with what I sing, especially when I'm singing on a platform like the Miss America stage.
Sure. And what would you say to people that are thinking, or young ladies that are thinking, well, maybe I could do that. No, I can't do that. Never mind.
I think they absolutely should. I mean, if I think about who I was when I first competed in a pageant, I am not the same person today, and it is because of this organization. I think it transforms you and shows you that you have a confidence in yourself that you've never been able to unlock before. It's an incredible organization. And I also think the competition aspect tends to scare people away, but this has never felt like a competition. You are surrounded by women that are competing to be the best version of themselves rather than competing against you. I've never felt like any of the girls that I've competed against were competitors. And if you were sort of dropped in the middle of a Miss Rhode Island or a Miss America dressing room, the last word that would come to mind is competition, because it truly is a sisterhood and you make the best friends ever. So if a girl is scared because she thinks she's going to be competing or surrounded by, very intimidating women, that's not what this atmosphere is like at all. It's a sisterhood first and foremost.
And I did have to stalk you a little bit online on your, I think it was TikTok. I saw an unboxing video that you did on a gift that you received from the former Miss Rhode Island. So tell us a little bit about that.
Of course.
I thought that was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Well, social media is an incredible tool, so I'm excited to really dive into the TikTok this year. I'm hoping to make it viral, but we'll see. So the Miss Rhode Island Forever Sisterhood is a sisterhood of all the past Miss Rhode Islands, and we truly communicate all the time. It's wonderful to be a part of the sisterhood, and I still talk to the Miss Rhode Island who was Miss Rhode Island when I was Miss Teen Rhode Island all the time, and we're very close, and she's been a huge mentor for me. That's Molly Andrade. I love her like a sister. But this sisterhood is incredible, and Abby has just been incredible at showing me the way, you know, not just leading by example and showing me what she did during her reign, but just little tips about what to bring to an appearance and what I'm going to need going into Miss America. She's just really been an incredible guiding light. And so that care package was just a glimpse into the way that she's showing me the way. It was a care package full of, you know, hairspray and clips and everything, and just wonderful notes about how to hold the crown.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the organization First Miss Rhode Island.
Of course. So the Miss Rhode Island organization is definitely very different than I thought when I was 16 years old, before I had ever competed in a pageant. There are a lot of misconceptions surrounding pageantry that people have in their heads that I think definitely need to be broken. There are stigmas surrounding pageantry that need to be broken. Miss America is first and foremost a scholarship organization, and it is the leading provider of scholarships for young women in the U.S. And this organization, I credit it to allowing me to attend my dream school, Brown University. It helps so many women across the country realize their dreams. But it doesn't stop there. When you are crowned, your year is centered around service. So not just your platform, but community service in your state as a whole. You are to go out in your state and make as much good as possible, especially when it comes to your platform. Your community service initiative is what your year centers around. And this is something that you need to spread throughout your state and throughout the country as much as possible, because you are truly trying to change the lives of young girls out there and everyone in your state as well. And so it's an incredible way to have a voice and advocate for those in your state. And it's incredibly fortunate that I'm able to, you know, take on this reign this year and spread as much good as I can. But I'd say the service aspect of Miss America is something that people greatly overlook.
And when you're Miss America, then you'll be going to D.C. and all 49 other states, and you're looking forward to that?
I am. I mean, fingers crossed, we will see what happens. I'm going to try my best to represent Rhode Island as much as possible. I mentioned this earlier, but when you're competing at a national pageant, it does not feel like you're competing at all. It feels like you're doing the best to represent your state, and whatever happens, happens. Whoever they're looking for is whoever they're looking for, and she will be Miss America. I would love to be Miss America and be the first woman from Rhode Island to represent Rhode Island at Miss America as Miss America. That would be an incredible opportunity, but I'm proud to just represent Rhode Island as best I can, first and foremost.
I like that. You can be first. Yeah, I like that. You got my vote.
Thank you very much. There will be an America's Choice vote come January, so.
Okay. Tune in. Make sure you support this lovely lady. And if someone comes up to you on the street when you're at Miss America and says, "Oh, Rhode Island, tell me about Rhode Island," what would you suggest a couple of things are that you would showcase us?
I was born in Rhode Island. I've always loved Rhode Island, and I know that this is the place I ultimately want to live, no matter where my career takes me. And in Rhode Island, there's this really strong sense of community that I think people underestimate sometimes. You know, Rhode Island is the smallest state, and so everybody knows somebody. You know, you're always going to run into someone that's a friend of someone, and there's something very comforting about that knowing that you have such a great support system, and you're always going to be able to make it back home because you're always going to know someone who knows someone. There's just a great sense of community here that is absolutely incredible. And on top of that, it's also just one of the most beautiful places on earth, I think. You know, we are the ocean state, we have some beautiful beaches, but aside from that, there's just a lovely sense of community. There's a lovely sense of, you know, beautiful small town America that you can't create anywhere else. It's just, Rhode Island at its heart is a place of love and a place of community.
Right. So let's talk about Miss America.
Yes.
So you have a great reign of just as Miss Rhode Island, and all of a sudden it's off to pageant land again. So when does that kick off?
So we're not sure what the official date is or where Miss America will be yet, but we believe it will be in January.
Okay.
So I have some time
You
to
have the
prepare.
summer and the fall.
I have a little bit of time to relax as Miss Rhode Island and make it out across the state as much as possible before I pack my bags and head to Miss America. But I'm so excited to be standing up on that stage wearing Rhode Island across my chest. I'm so proud to represent this place.
I love that.
Thank you.
So where can people get more information about you, about your reign, where you'll be, different events that you may be attending?
Of course. So our website is missri.org. That is a place where you can book Miss Rhode Island for an appearance. If you ever have an appearance, I want to make it across Rhode Island as much as possible during my reign. So if you have an event coming up and you'd like Miss Rhode Island there, please reach out. We'd love to be there. So our website, first and foremost, is a great resource. You can also contact us by email at missri2023@gmail.com. That will go directly to me and my business manager, where we can arrange different events and appearances. But aside from that, I would love to interact with Rhode Island as much as possible on social media, through our Instagram or through our TikTok. I want them to be extremely interactive. I want to post you guys as much as possible. So definitely follow us, not to plug our social media, but follow us, interact with us, because I'd love to come to your events and I'd love to just meet as many Rhode Islanders during my reign as possible.
Great. Fantastic. We are so proud of you. Thank you for
much.
coming on and talking to us. We'll be following you. We'll be watching. We'll be rooting.
Thank
if
you
we
so
can
much.
vote, we'll be voting. I wish you a lot of luck in Miss America, but enjoy your summer, the fall, and then get back to the pageant stress a little bit. And
I'm excited.
Wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.